Hello and welcome to the ninth episode of Business-Indonesia's podcast series. My name is Andra Wisnu and this is from the Archipelago. Indonesia's recent trade deal with the US, reducing tariff from 32% to 19%, has sparked lively discussion. In this episode, we examine how such deals shape Indonesia's economic positioning, its industrial priorities, and future bargaining powers, not just for domestic players but also for global firms with vested interests in Indonesia's strategic natural resources. To do that, I have on my right Pak Jan Roennfeld. If for those who are familiar with our Business-Indonesia's podcast series, may all have already known him. He's the head of Econit, where Business-Indonesia's brand falls under. And to my left is Pak Edi Permadi, a professional staff at the Indonesian National Institute of Resilience. Pak Edi, you're also a former commissioner at Vale, Indonesia, yeah? Yeah, exactly. The former commissioner at Vale, Indonesia. You're in charge of strategic resource. Well, not you're in Eco, but that means you're also very knowledgeable about strategic resources.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit more about your corporate roles?
Yeah, actually, I'm still the president director of one of the gold mining company in Indonesia. I had the experience for the commissioners for the mining, for the oil company, and for the digital also actually. Yeah. So I have the 20% of my time actually doing the private sectors, but 70-80% my time actually for the National Resilience Institute security.
We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, Pak Edi, Pak Jan, we can get this discussion started.
Sure.
Of course, we all know about the trade deal with the United States, 19% tariffs.
Yes.
It is sparked a lot of discussion about digital data, about strategic resources.
Yeah.
My first question, and feel free to chime in for both of you, from your perspectives, in this sector, what signal does it send? I mean, a lot of people are saying but Indonesia is sort of giving out to the United States. But I mean, it's a lot more complicated than that, obviously. Maybe Pak Jan or Pak Edi could start?
Pak Jan?
I would say maybe I start because we have it on the European side as well. We just had a similar deal. We had to accept 15% as the EU. I think that's it shows a little bit that the times have changed and that the multilateral world is I wouldn't say under threats, but maybe even some say so. It's like that. It goes a little bit of what's possible. It shows a certain let's say balances of power who are shifted or countries who are using this power, so especially the American, of course, and. Even the EU as a big economic zone had to accept the 15%. So I think Indonesia with 19% is actually not too bad. Also among the first countries to make a deal, if it's good or not. But I think we all have to live with that, and the long-term impact is probably rather biggest in the US, and the impact most economists say that the impact will be rising prices, rising inflation in the US, because most of the prices are being passed on. But it has for sure some impact in the long run. Yeah. But I would be interested how the Indonesian perspective on that is, because you were very fast to do it.
19% actually not too bad actually for Indonesian, and I think this is very good deal actually for Indonesians. But from the perspective of the government perspective, I think our positions in the globe actually will be much respected actually now, because as we heard before that President Trump directly phone call with our president, Mr. Prabowo, actually to have the deal actually directly. So I think from the geopolitics point of view, this is very good for us actually to be respected as the nation actually, and our population actually quite big actually for consider for the U.S. to be one of the priority for U.S. to be discussed actually and to be negotiations. But I try to see from our natural resources perspective actually, because this is good for us actually to explore, dig more about the deal itself, how this is impacted to our natural resources, for the rubber, for the palm oil, for the nickel, for the copper, for the gold, and for the aluminum, for the every single natural resources that we have actually, and how we assess this based on the logic point of view, and how we can manage ourselves to be resilient. Because as Pak Prabowo mentioned, actually, we have to have resilience in food and resilience in energy. So this is part of the food and the energy actually, to have this in the mitigations way actually. Yeah.
I think something what we learned, especially in Germany or in Europe, resilience becomes a more important topic. Germany was very dependent on Russian oil, and when Russia invaded Ukraine, started the war, we suddenly became very aware of that and had to change that. So I think it's a good sign that Indonesia has already an institution like HAMNAS already so many years and preparing for that. For me, the question would be, is it a deal which applies mainly to the US? Because, let's face it, we all had to. Or does it come along with maybe a shift, a little bit more open also from the Indonesian side? Because you gave up, let's say, local content requirements for American companies, etc. Will that apply at one point maybe to Europeans as well?
Yeah, I think this will be the discussion actually for the negotiation. For sure that 19% for us is good for us for the copper actually, because the copper is zero. Because as you know, actually the major producers of the copper in Indonesia actually affiliated with the company of US actually. So I think this is good for us because we are actually producer of copper, because we are one of the producer of the copper for the globe supplies actually. So, and the good thing for this is not talking about tariff. This is talking about the policy that's announced by Trump actually. We also have the coal actually. Previously, we have a problem with the coal. Yes, of course, we have to have the sustainability of the coal itself, because we have to put our technology for the carbon capture and storage. We have to make sure that particulate is compliance with the environment standard. Everything must be compliance. We're talking about the after compliance. After the compliance, we have to make sure that our market also secure for the coal, because one of the income of Indonesia is coal. So this is good also for Indonesians, because Trump policy little bit friendly with the coal producers. So this is good thing for us also actually. So the copper, we have good things because zero. The coal for the environment now still in the good shape actually for the coal. The gold, this is not talking about the tariff, but this is talking about the volatility of the geopolitics actually. Because the most driven for the gold price actually from the geopolitics issues. I talked in the stock exchange a couple months ago about how actually the impact the geopolitics to the gold price. And you know what? Germany is actually the second largest central bank reserve for the gold actually. So that's why I think most of the country try to catching up like Germany strategy actually. They top upping the resources for the gold actually for security and for the resilience actually. And I think this is actually good for us. We are also the gold producer in the group. So I think this is good also for the price of the gold itself going to higher actually because of the demand of the central banks going to buy a lot of gold for the resilience, for the national resilience. I see actually from the tech point of view, from the IT point of view, if you see the blockchain is decentralized the things actually. Now the global issue become decentralized things actually. So
True.
it's makes secure. And
They
makes
call it democratizing it, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's my view actually on the resilience.
So you think...
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Just a follow-up question on the copper tariff of 0. Does that include the whole supply chain for the battery EV supply chain as well?
Actually, yes, actually, and there is a good thing and bad things in terms of the EV because last year Trump pulled out the taxations benefits actually for the EV actually.
Yeah.
This is in terms of the copper itself, there is a mineral involved in the EV, but in Indonesia point of view, we are in the NMC mandate, nickel, manganese, and cobalt. Yeah, we make sure that our NMC can going to the sustainable and in the marketplace. So, yes, there is not significant directly for nickel going to the EV because mostly actually still in the stainless steel, but based on the policy is decided by Trump last year, the impact of the demand of the nickel is going down. So it means that the price of nickel is going down now. She's still okay, 15,000 something per tons, still okay. The people can produce in the commercial way, but this is not as good things in the last or 2 years ago actually for the price. So there is good things. That is a challenge thing actually for the EV itself. Yeah.
I think another challenge will become because the mining of the nickel is very often with Chinese partnership, Chinese influence, and how to fit that into the global.
It's actually happened when still Biden with Pak Jokowi at the time, last 2 years ago actually, there's a meeting. There was a meeting. They initiated already that there is a affiliation of the Chinese actually for the nickel because, my perspective from the national point of view is like this. We open for all of the people there, but we cannot the speed of Chinese actually to develop the investment here because we open the investment for everybody here actually. So, the reality now, except Vale, Antam, and Eramet from France, the rest actually Chinese affiliation actually. So, but we still open actually. We still open for the investment actually because we make sure that our natural resources can be downstreaming in Indonesia and industrialized in Indonesia. Not only going to the mate or ferronickel or MHP,
Precursor,
what going to the precursor, cathode and anode of the batteries can be in place in Indonesia actually. So that's actually will be the multiplier effect will be happen in Indonesia for our people can get the work, our people can deliver the small industry and small trades in the surrounding of the mining area and the industry area. So the adding value is creating that. Yeah.
I mean, I understand that from the Indonesian perspective. The question is, does the deal now with the US, does that reverse that because they don't have local content requirements anymore? You cannot export the ban on the raw materials. That change this development? Is it beyond the point of no return?
That's beyond actually beyond of the return actually. So that's why we still continue the process how we adding the value actually for that.
I think if anything, then the tariff actually kind of makes that go faster. Just recently, in terms of Chinese investment in Indonesia, having the latest deal with 19% as opposed to Vietnam's 20%, there is a glut of Chinese interest flowing into Indonesia.
Yeah.
They're buying properties, they're buying offices. Is that what you have seen as well?
My perspective actually for the investor is will be very good actually for the 19% of the tariff, because this is the best tariff actually in the region, in the region.
Yeah.
So I think the second thing we make sure that there is no transshipment or every single negative way actually to doing things actually. The positive way also, we have the rich natural resources, so we attract the more investment actually for the natural resources downstreaming in Indonesia. So I think this is will be good for the Indonesia actually.
Yeah. And not just that, that kind of explains, this is actually a question I have, and it's just in a broader term. There was a really good economic growth report coming out of Indonesia recently, and
second quarter.
Second quarter. And I'm wondering, there's also the complaint, and even very public complaints, very public criticism about BPS not being transparent with their systems, with their calculations, and with people saying that domestic consumption is not that big. But has it shifted then to production? To production with the investment, the Chinese investment. That's at least being an indicator. I don't know, but I don't. That's sort of the view that I'm seeing. Is that what's happening?
I think the reality actually, the best thing for the investment is certainty of the investment itself, especially for the long term, because we're talking about the long-term strategy and long-term investment actually. Not too easy to moving forward for the product, and not too easy to moving forward for the new investment for the processing industry like that actually. So this is actually the impact of there is a supply and demand side actually. The challenge actually in the demand of the people who buying something. So if we make sure the demand itself can be stronger, then the impact of the growth will be stronger. So the supply is okay. Supply is okay. The issue, the challenge of the actually of the demand. When we're talking about the first quarter, there is a little bit challenging, and there is what you call the help, the support from the government. Of the lower wages, support,
social assistance, social aids.
This can create the power of the demand.
A bit of a buffer, like usually for the growth.
If the demand of the people they're stronger, and the growth will be stronger. And I think as we know actually, the investment and the downstreaming of the natural resources need 5 things actually, 5 pillars actually, because the investment, this is long-term investment. We need to make sure that the investment have the certainty of the policy, and the second is regulations. How we make sure that the regulation is in place and can be comply with all of the global standard, and also comply with the investment for the long term actually. The third actually the social, because there is a complaint and there is democracy, but we need to make sure that the social issue not to blockage the investment actually. The fourth actually the technology. We need to make sure that our people that I discussed with Pak Jan actually, how to make sure to have the vocation program that Germany has now. How we copy and how we learn from Germany, how to make sure that the vocation program can be effective, because in industry actually they don't need the high level education, formal education. What they need actually competency. What they need is skillful person. What we need actually the people who can do the work actually, and this is from the vocation program actually, not from the formal educations. So we need to balancing between the formal educations and vocation actually. How we upgrading our vocation to be a global standard like Germany. So we have the very skillful trades, we have a very skillful operator, we have very skillful people in the maintenance trades and everything. So yeah, a lot of the Germany experience we need to learn actually. The fifth thing actually, how we make sure that the human capital, like I mentioned before, to upgrading our human capital to be in the medium and the high level size actually. We need to learn from India how they're catching up in the technology for the IT, let's say. And we learn also from Germany how we catching up the technology, the high tech technology, because the world is moving forward. The world is going to the high tech. How we mitigate the issue of the AI, let's say. How we make sure that the AI can be managed by the country. That's actually the issues. Yeah, the Singapore has the framework for AI. The European Union actually the first country who has the policy, the law for the AI. How we make sure that we developing our people there to be high tech, familiar and friendly actually. So that's actually the things that we need to
Work on.
work on. Yeah.
Is there anything we as Germany can do to help?
Sure, a lot actually.
So what would you wish for? I mean, I'm not government, but I'm happy to listen.
At least the vocation actually. I last year I went to Frankfurt actually, and a lot of the people, Indonesian people there actually, and they work for the industry actually. Yeah, very hands-on in the industry, in the tech industry, and every single industry in Frankfurt actually. So what I see actually how the link and match program like in Germany has actually to have in Indonesia. So what we need actually how we develop more SMK, sekolah menengah kejuruan. How we develop more the vocation, the diploma things actually, the vocations program to link and match with the industry. So by doing this, actually, we have the middle income people can be growth actually, because our challenge actually now actually the middle income people. Yeah. So how we develop the people to be the medium income people, because the line between the middle income and the lowest income is very thin now. So they are in the
they're in that area, the gray area.
So the inflation going down. So the challenge actually how we develop these people to be stronger. So it's going to the up. So that's actually the strategy that I see actually will be very impacted for the country to make sure that our growth and our people, especially for the human capability, can be higher actually. Yeah.
I very much agree, and maybe I take this chance to say that we actually do programs like that here in Indonesia already as a country. So we have a number of vocational training programs, industrial mechanics, mechatronics. Sure. So if anybody of our listeners, readers would like to be interested in getting, please contact us. We can help do it with Indonesian schools. Actually, we're also helping to pool companies together. So if they don't, not every company wants to have a full class. And we are very open that also Indonesian companies join that. We do it mainly for German companies and with Astra as our main partner, the Indonesian company.
Yeah.
I want to come to one other topic because you're very uniquely positioned, having mainly your background in private sector, but now also being with the Resilience Institute, which is a very military-driven structure. Can you? I mean, coming back to the nickel industry or the mining industry in general, there's a lot of changes in the past, also in terms of restructuring of state-owned enterprises. How is the current situation there? Because we have now big mining operators, which is a combination of a lot of smaller state-owned companies.
Yeah.
How do you see that, the development?
The development actually to have the back to the resilience strategy actually. So how we make sure that our strategy can make the country resilient in terms of the natural resources itself. Because the astacita of the President Pak Prabowo actually for the downstreaming and industrializations. I think that's actually following the Europeans' way because he also get the influence from the European mandates very well.
Yeah.
So by doing that, the adding value of the process itself in the Indonesia actually. So that's actually for the first thing. The second things, the bigger is better for the industry. By consolidating all of the state-owned company in Mine ID for the mining in industry, and for the food ID for the food and strategy, I think this is will growing and consolidate. This is become the more power to develop something, and we have Danantara now as the investor fund in national way actually. So I think this is make our movement will be bigger and the impact will be bigger actually. So we by consolidating all of the things in the one vehicle, this is can be negotiate more actually for the investment itself. Yeah.
Do you know? Well, that's the question right now, I guess, because Pak Luhut is going, I think, next month to meet with the Trade Secretary of the United States to talk more about the tariffs for the more strategic resources. Yeah. Do you since you're in the government, in a professional area, do you know exactly how much is?
Actually, I'm not sure about this, but from my perspective, everybody will put the effort to the for the country sake actually, for the nation sake actually, for nation interest. So, what we can do actually to have combine support and combine effort to make it happen actually. So in terms of the process itself, must be the negotiations, must be the discussion, and must be the impact how we attract the people to invest in the country. So like I mentioned before, we don't have the privilege for Chinese actually to invest in Indonesia. We open all of the country actually to invest. So it's mean that we invite US to invest, we invite Germany and European to invest to make the industry in Indonesia, and we put back to my statement, our homework actually to deliver the people who can skillful to doing the industry itself. That's our homework actually, because the human capital, not only the competency to doing things, it's talking about the what in Indonesia we call ethos. Yeah, ethos is in English that's not ethic. That's actually the achievement motivations.
Yeah.
There is a challenge for it,
I guess. Yeah.
Spirits. Yeah, how we develop our people to be more have the achievement motivation or ethos. Yeah. If we compare the other country like Japanese, they have the very, very strong achievement motivation. We need to learn from them actually how we have the achievement motivation, including Chinese actually. Chinese also have very strong achievement motivation to doing things and to get things done actually. So we need to make it more. Yeah, in military, yes. we
We have those. We have soldiers.
we have to.
I was actually, because we had a pre-discussion about the military role. So I think you said something very interesting about your experience with working with military as a non-military. Because for European, for German, it's a bit unusual. Yeah, that the role of the military is still quite strong within the society. Let's call it wider. And with having a former general as president now, how do you see that development? If I would be a journalist, might ask that the military take over now. Is it? Are they back like in former times with Suharto? How is your experience from actually firsthand from the?
I think that's interesting question actually, but very easy question actually. our mindset actually to have the position fulfilled by the quality person. Quality is when competent and disciplined and understand the problem. So and have the solution for that positions. So whatever the background, we don't care actually. What we care actually how deliver the people in the positions. Actually, that's actually my view actually in this. Yeah, the measurement is actually the competency, and also the ethics of the people. Mostly, military people has the ethics actually, especially for the country. So it's mean that the challenge is the competency. As I mentioned before, the military has the growing strategy for people from the lower rank to the top rank. Not the university. University is going to specific, the doctor, the internist, and the liver or specialist, or something like that. Yeah, but for the military, is going to the general. So they become the general. In our institutions, they talking about the food. They're talking about the astagatra we call, the social, the politic, the mineral, the sumber kekayaan alam, the natural resources, the culture, and every single aspects in the living things actually. So it's mean that if we see that the people who require the position, who has the competency, it's whatever the background, it's okay for us actually. Yeah. What we care actually, how deliver to the country. Yeah.
In the end, that's what comes out matters more.
So we've talked about, well, to bring it back to the tariffs then, Indonesia has a balancing act in place definitely right now. But the tariff, this might go off a bit of tangent. The tariff comes along an administration that some regard as being very chaotic, maybe even, I don't know how to put it, or like unreliable. Is that both a short-term and a long-term solution then? The vocational education is a long-term solution, and the tariff, 19% tariff, is the short-term, because who knows what happens in the next 4 years with whatever happens in the Trump administration.
We don't know actually. Same thing like the taxation benefits for the US citizenship that they pull out actually last year actually by Trump. We get a lot of the good things during Biden, because the nickel price is very high at the times, right? Because the EV get the benefits for the U.S. citizenship, and this is the multiplier effect is going to the different country actually. So it's been that we get it happen, but after he pull out the incentive of the EV, the nickel price is going down. But my bottom line, actually, the resilience, how resilient we are in terms of the fluctuation and the dynamic of the world itself. We never know. The challenge for us, from my perspective in global, actually first is about the prosperity. How we keep going to put the prosperity for the global citizenship going up actually.
Yeah.
In terms of the IMF, just 3% for 2025, right? So so that's actually the global challenge for us as the citizenship of the globe actually. The second, actually, the sustainability. How we make sure our development, our program, our investment is sustainable in terms of the environment, in terms of the social, in terms of the culture sensitivity. We think that this will be the second theme for the globe challenge actually. The third, actually, the humidity. We're talking about the carbon. We're talking about but someone else put the bomb with the carbon emissions very high in Gaza, let's say like that. So there's nothing to do with with the ideology, with the religion. We're talking about the humanity and the sustainability. So that's actually, I think, the three theme of the globe, of the challenge. One is the prosperity, the second is sustainability, the third is the humanity. I think this is the three big things actually for the globe citizenship. Yeah.
I want to keep it fair though, if I might, like just quickly again. You've asked Eddie how German companies can help. What does how can Indonesia help German companies or even European companies in that regard? Yeah.
I think in general, Indonesia and Europe, and particularly Germany, have a very complementary situation, because Germany is a let's say high-tech developed country. Yeah, we are, but we don't have natural resources, so I don't have human resources enough, because we have an aging population. So basically, that would be very complementary. We have to find ways to work or to make this the complementary work. Yeah, and that is something where my experience with being here a long time now in Indonesia is that maybe some of the German companies or management have to become a little bit more flexible, adjusting to the Indonesian way. On the other hand, Western companies, German companies would need as a basis the predictability of especially regulation. And I think that is something where Indonesia, compared to some other countries in the region, has still some catching up to do. We have we've done a lot already to catch up on the basic regulations, but there are still often changes, or they're suddenly popping up from certain ministries. This coordination, or our experience is that we very often can catch up to that and find a solution for the individual case, but it takes time, and it creates an image of, let's say, not the most stable conditions. And I think that is something where Indonesia has to catch up to. And then, let's hope that the Germans realize the chances of the potential of Indonesia and investing into that.
Sure.
I mean, I can see that from our experience as a chamber in the last 2-3 years, there is a shift of the interest of companies. Normally, it's mainly small and medium-sized companies who are contacting the chamber and want to go into the market. We've seen a shift to more medium to larger-sized companies. So that has been, which normally indicates for me that they have realized they have to invest into local value added, and they are normally also more in the position to do so than other companies.
Sure. Actually, related with maybe a couple of weeks ago, I talked with Jakarta Post actually about the consistency. The key for the investor is consistency and the reliability of the policy actually. So the investor have the certainty of the investment actually. So especially for the long term actually. So if our certainty of the investment and the regulation itself can secure the investor money, it means that will be everything you want to invest here actually. Our FDI is going up, but compared with Singapore, small country, but the foreign investment is the biggest in the region, right? So we need to make sure that our regulations can be make sure that that's actually for our challenge. We can provide the human people with the skillful person actually to industry, especially I see that Germany also the high-tech technology and if you talking about the IT system, actually mostly Germany minded actually for the IT. So I think that's actually, and the natural resources is for sure a sustainable product of the natural resources. People don't want to have the natural resources product with the environment issue actually. So the ESG must be the foundation of the pillars of the regulations for the downstreaming and industrialization. So that's why EU has very standard, very good standard actually for the ESG. Yeah. That's why we need to learn how we deliver the quality product to the EU actually for this, and especially also the good the next challenge for us actually about, like I mentioned before, the ethics. How we make sure our corruptions level is going down, and how the ethics can be driven for every industry and every single commercial way of us to make sure that the things can be certain in terms of the regulation itself. So the ethics also must be the challenge. The next step actually to provide the quality natural resources and human, actually how we make sure that our product is efficient. So we have to struggle with our competitor, China, Vietnam. That's actually the challenge actually. How we make sure that our product is efficient and effective in terms of delivering to the product itself. How we make sure that, and the things that we need also to have actually how we make it in the quality product with the ESG compliance to the market actually. That will be the next strategy for us, and this is actually our homework actually to develop this actually. Yeah.
As we were talking about tariffs, I mean, we should address the political announcements between the Indonesian president and the European Commission head of Commission, Mrs. Venela, that actually finally, I have to say, it looks like we will have a CEPA, the Comprehensive Partnership Agreement between the EU and Indonesia, in the very final stages now, being negotiated. The details. What do you see? Do you see there's still will it happen? One question. What kind of impact will it have, or where are still some, let's say, bottlenecks or the hotspots?
I think this will be happen actually. With our president. Our president is very highly driven person, and also have the influence of the knowledge and geopolitics very, very, very big actually. He has a very
strong knowledge
in terms of the geopolitics and relationship with the EU actually. So I think this will be happen actually, and we see.
If anything, it sounds like it's good.
Yeah,
it should be good.
Yeah,
I mean, more
should be good.
as well.
Should be good. Very good actually. And the good thing actually, our visa is approved easily.
Yeah,
If
that's all good.
enter to Europe actually.
Yeah. That's
Should become easier. Yes, correct.
How do you think Indonesia is doing right now, at least in managing these geopolitical fluctuations?
Actually,
Or what else can we do to improve this? I mean, we're not a big global player. I mean, just to face it.
we are actually the big player. We are the big player from the population and for the next generation point of view actually, because we are actually the impact. If we have if we done our homework in terms of developing people from the education point of view, will be the bigger one of the biggest player actually after India. So it's been that this is actually our time actually to make it happen in terms of the education. So it's mean that if we doing the education in the proper way, as you know, yesterday the scout they put again in the education program. So I think this is very good.
The scout program.
The scout program, because education is different with tuitions. Education is pendidikan, different with the pengajaran, tuitions.
Tuition.
Yeah. Education is
Character.
inserting the values,
Values.
and the values become the perception and mind of view, and then going to the deliver to the people become the behavior, and the behavior continue become the character together become the culture. So it's mean if we want to have the culture, competitive culture and adaptability, because the second thing we have to be used to actually from the volatility of the global. We train ourselves and the country to have the adaptability competency much higher than now. So because this is beyond our control actually.
No other option.
There is no option actually. So if we doing this properly, Indonesia become the biggest player in the world.
Probably maybe not the biggest, but one of them.
That's our aim actually.
Well, going back to, as you said, we want to be a global, contribute to the global sustainability and prosperity, right?
Yeah.
That's really the most.
I see the strong points on the Indonesian side is from the let's say mindset is
Correct.
The creativity and the flexibility.
Mm.
And especially in uncertain times, you have changing situations. You have to be flexible, one thing, and you have to be creative to adapt. The question, I think, but this is maybe a different topic, is how to get competency into that, especially when you look now at the social media, the way the younger generation adapt to information and the concentration span, etc., and the way which information they only receive, because it's that is changing fundamentally. So that is but this is a whole different discussion.
But I think this is will be our homework actually. Yes. This every country experience these things actually. The newest generations need to be understood before they understand actually. So
Okay.
It is a great thing.
So that's actually the reality. Actually,
sure.
I also experience with my kids actually. So I talking about my experience actually. So the way we educate them, the way we put the value to them in the proper way in their generations actually. The proper way is in the way they used to actually. So we need to make sure our education material is used to for them actually. Using TikTok, using the every single things that actually and I think they has the value actually. They has the values for the humanity. They has the value for the kindness. They has the values actually. But our old mindset need to be adapted to their actually used to experience actually. So I think that's the challenge actually for us to make it happen actually. And this is not easy.
As you have, I learned that you have 5 kids, so you have a lot of experience.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny in the discussion now from tariffs we go to education and adaptability. But that is, I think that's the theme of this year, how to adapt to a lot of different changes.
The things actually, our adaptability level must be higher than actually.
And faster.
Speed, adaptability. Anything else you want to ask, Pa? Anything else you want to add? Thank you very much.
Quality discussion actually. I appreciate with this discussion. A very good discussion, Pak Yan.
Thank you for coming. Thank you as well. Thank you for co-hosting, Pak Yan.
Thank you for the people there also. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Very good.
And thank you, our audience, for listening. If you'd like this topic and would like to see more and listen more of what we do, don't hesitate to contact us. Please like and subscribe. I am Bin Andra Wisnu, your host. Pak Roennfeld, Pak Permadi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.